Hi friends. In our previous tutorials we have seen how we have developed a task list or to-do list and then we have added the data. In this part 4, we are adding a calendar control to this. So we can, while adding a task to our list, we can select a calendar. By default it picks up the current date, so you can change it also. Now let me just add it, my task 4. So here I will select any other date also. Let me select 26th and I can add this. And here you can see that it has come up. Even I can remove also. These already we have these are completed, already updated. So and then we can click this and remove the whatever jobs are completed. So like this we have already discussed, but in this part we have added the calendar. So all tasks based on particular dates you can select it. We'll see when you have more data with that, we can, based on the date also, we can filter it. At present we'll learn how we'll integrate date to our task list. We'll create the tables now. Visit this URL to copy the codes. So, and this is, URL is available in the description also. You can just scroll down, here it is. If you are using SQLite database, then copy this code. So it's a file based database. So here you have to change your path, whatever path you are using. In your case it may be different. So copy this code and use it. And if you are going for MySQL, then here it is. Don't forget to change the your ID, then password here, then your database name here. You can change this and or copy this code for your MySQL. So you create the database, or if you have access to your PHP MyAdmin or in the MongoDB or anything, then you can just scroll down here and you can just use this SQL dump up to this to create the task list. Note that we have a previous tutorial, if you have seen it, that is in that this column was not there, date column. We have added the date column now. And note that in this this particular page, all the date sample data, whatever you have seen here, these are dynamically created. Say you have come after say 10 days, you will find a different sample dates here, because use backend PHP we have throwing the different dates. From today's days 1 minus and 1 plus we are going. So every time, say you come here after 1 year, you will not find that 1 year back dates are the sample dates. You will find current date always. So that because backend PHP we are dynamically creating. Even in our in this here also, whatever the sample data is given here, you can see these dates are also dynamical. Every day this dates changes. In part 3 we have seen how to connect to database at the beginning of the script. So this time we'll take the connection part separately. So what we are going to do is we'll remove this one, this particular connection part, and we have taken it to a separate file, pasted it here. So here in this file tk check button 4 connect, this particular file will use this my connection here. So here also you can switch over to SQLite or MySQL. Here it is. You can uncomment these first two lines if you are going for SQLite, and then MySQL is here. You can use whatever you want. So let me just save this file and come here. Here you can see before importing all, let me just from tk check button 4 tk check button 4 connect, import my connection. So now this particular one is available. Check button 4 connect, import my connection. Now this connection is available to us. Now in fact you can these are two separate files. You can copy this both the files from the link provided, and you can just copy that. Let's see how we'll copy. From the same URL you can just scroll down and copy this is the connection part. So check button 4 underscore connect, this file, and below that you can see here the other one. So here is this the main file. So you can copy the code. So here you can see at the third line we are just connecting and importing the my connection from the connection file. So both keep it in the same folder. Now we'll see how the code works. We'll start from where we left in part 3. So this is the code. We'll just run once and see how This one works. Okay, here is the layout and all, and this is what how this layout, everything we have discussed. Now we have to insert calendars in this. So we'll slightly change the layout. For that we'll say task list with date, because that is what is the we are going to add, and this will bring it to the top, so pushing all the content next lines down. So row 0, column 0, pad x, slightly from the left side will move 30, pad y equal to 10. Then here we'll say column span equal to 5, because it's now it spans a total 5 columns. Now slightly center will say sticky equal to EW. Okay, so now it is, so this part is over. Now next one is our entry. So here we'll change the our row now. So this is now row is 1, column is first column, this is so 0. So below the top line, so leftmost, so row, column is 0 for this, and slightly pad x will give equal to 10. So we are not flushing with the left edge, so slightly improvement. Now similarly, now what we will do is after that entry we'll put a calendar. Now here what before the button, in fact the button should be also row 1. Okay, before that let's just put the calendar. So we'll say calendar, I'm just creating a calendar equal to date entry my underscore w. Date entry so far we are not imported, that's why there is a issue with that. We'll add that, select mode equal to day. Now slightly font bigger size we are giving, font equal to, let's give 18. Now this will place it on the grid, cal dot grid. Now where it will be row equal to 1 along with other 5 components, will place it there, and column equal to 1, because previously this is column 0, so next one is column 1. Now what happens to the button? Button also row 1, column 2. Row 1, column will be 2 next to that. So sorry, this is 1, button is row 1, column 2 button. Now B1, B2 is the next button where we will be deleting all our whatever task is completed. Here also let me just put row equal to 1. Now here column 3, pad x equal to 3. Now when you come to the L2 message, only the message part where you give row equal to 1 and column equal to row equal to 1, column 4, pad x equal to 2. But here we'll give a width now. Here let's put a width equal to 15. That's all. These are the changes in the layout. We already have a frame. So this frame, within this, inside this frame we are putting all our tasks, because we want to hide delete all the tasks and then put it. So we have kept it under a frame. Only the task whatever is goes inside the frame. Now here this frame also we will be changing that. So row 2, column is equal to 0. Row 2, column equal to 0, column span 5, pad x is 15, pad y is equal to 5. Slightly internal gap, ipad x means from the edge the components how much gap it will be, that is ipad x, ipad y equal to 5, sticky well. Let it be like this. So that's all. This is the layout. But one thing is, you can see here we have not, the date entry we have not imported. Now we have to import the calendar. Let's come to the top. So here we'll say from TK calendar, from TK calendar import date entry. So now this is available, so the calendar will be visible now. Let's just scroll down, fine, okay, it's ready. Now let's just see how this looks. If this calendar is TK calendar is not there, you have to pip install it. Let me just see if any error. Yeah, here it is. Now you just see the slightly, this particular top line has, this line has gone to the top, this line, and this is the entry started. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spans we have given, and here is our calendar. This calendar is displayed because we have added our here. If it is here date entry, TK calendar date entry. Now this line, if it is not there, you have to install pip install TK calendar, so you will be able to install this library. We'll see the first how it is displayed. So there is a function my show. Here it is at line number 32. This function, once the application loads at the beginning, you can see here this function is called. So all the tasks are taken from the database and displayed. Now inside that we have to modify it. So here you can see the first thing what we do is remove all the whatever the old tasks are there, whatever is there. So grid, using grid forget. Then we take a fresh copy from the task from our database. Q is selects all from my task. So here now we have added one more column, that is date column. So then we execute the query and get it. Now here we create the dictionary. Now this dictionary, because now one more column has to come, so we have to modify from here. What's this diagram? In this you can see how we collect all the columns, and then we do that. For better clarity, let's use row here. Sorry, I will, instead of I will use row. The same one I am just placing it here, row here again. This is the key of that. Now is the list, one element. Now again second element. Sorry, where it here? Second element. Now one more, because we have now 4 columns are there. So in this 0, 1, 2, 3. So we'll say row 3. So row 3 contains our date here, then task, then the status. Row 2 is the status. Watch again this diagram. This diagram tells you how we collect this and create the dictionary. Row 0, the ID part of the each task is here, and that row 0 we use it as a key for our dictionary, and the values, the 3 columns, we use it as values and create a list with that. So every time we want to access it using the key and the corresponding value part, we will see whether 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, we will be using that. So let's come down. We have to do a slight change here because we have already shifted one step. So we'll move I equal to 2, because our frame will first task should start from the row number 2. So I equal to 2 now will come down here. No change is required. Foreground, everything is okay. Now we have to display our one more element, that is the date. So for that purpose, let everything be same here. This is you just see we have already discussed in part 3. Here see the text, my dictionary k. K is what is actually the our loop is the key, and 0 is the first text part. We are the element 0 we are taking. Similarly, let's come down, and here after this check button will display the our the date part of it. So date part will be here LD, or the label D. D means date. So LD we are given the name. You can change the name whatever you want. tk.label. Then in this will be it's not parent window. So we are saying task frame. Task frame is the frame in which it will contain. Now what should be the text? Text equal to. Now here you just see, if you move up a bit, see our dictionary again. Where it is? Here it is. This is the dictionary, this row 3. But here in this element, if you see, this is the column wise, because 0 is the key, 1, 2, 3. But as a element, this is actually, this one is your 0, this is 1, this is 2. So here if we will come down, you will see the task, what we have taken. This is my dict k0. My dict k0 means the first element, that is the task, actually this element. Now similarly, if this one we want, then we will give 2 here. So what you will do, we will same thing while displaying the date column. What we will do is we'll bring down, we'll copy that one. So here in place of text, we'll write here 2. So what happens? 0, 1, 2. 2 is our date. Now this will place it on the grid. ld.grid. Now it is clear why this date, but this date directly we are displaying. There is a issue. We'll see that. But before that, let the display comes first. So here we are. Now we'll say row equal to I. I base because it is inside the loop. So I 1, 2, 3, 4, one by one task. So I value it will take. Now column equal to 1 because column 0 is our check button. Where it is our check button? Here you see row 0, column 0. So right of it. So we are saying column equal to 1. Now slightly we'll give pad x equal to 2. Now save this. Let's run this and see so far any error is there. Okay, fine. Watch this. You can see here dates have come up because whatever data we have, sample data we have. Now what's the problem here is you may not like this particular format. 20, this is the year, then month, then date. Here year, month, date. We'll learn how we'll change this format to our whatever format we want. Before displaying, we'll change the format. So instead of directly displaying, we'll change the in our format we can display. So for that, let's declare a variable dt date time. Okay, you are not declared it. Let's go to the top first and import that one. From date time import date time. So this is what we are going to use it here. Where we were here. dt date time. Now here we are doing strf time. There are strp time and f time from a date and time object to a string, and another one is from string to a dated time. So here what you are doing is we are getting a object here. So now we are changing it. So for that, now let strf time, we are changing a string format here. So what we are doing is, no, not here, we'll say my dict, first the value k, now here 2. So this is what actually we are using here, taken from the database, and that is from the list we are taking. That value we are saying that change the format. Now here again percentage d is my put the date first, then percentage b means Jan, Feb, March, like that 3-letter month name, that is b. Then if you want full month also, August, like that, 7-8 character, that also can be. It is based on what format we are using. So here it is, and y. So it is the year. So this is the date, month in 3 character, APR, March, like that, and the year. Here is a list is there. So in based on that list, whatever format you want, that you can get it. So now our dt contains here. So what we will do, this will replace and write dt. So let us save this and run once and see what the format is. Yeah, see this 8th August 2022. So this is the date, this is the month, second, and then year. If you are using SQLite, then use this line. Comment this is the same dt, but I have commented it. If you are using SQLite, then comment this line and use this line. Why? Because this SQLite returns a not a date object, it returns a string. So strf time, what it does, it takes the date object and converts it into gives the return as a in our string format. Whereas in SQLite, we have to first create the date object, because what we get it is in a string format here. So this is in a string. So we use strp time to convert it to first a date object, and then we use strf time to again to convert it into our f time to convert it into our string. That is why here is a extra line. You can, whatever based on what you are using, you can comment that. And if you are facing any difficulty, because we are trying to explain you both the SQLite and MySQL, so if you are facing any difficulty, leave it in the comment section. We will separate them totally. So SQLite is separate code, though very minor 2-3 line difference is only there. So let's just go down how we'll add the task. While adding, now we have one more column to add, that is the date column. How we will get it? dt is a variable cal. What is the cal? Cal is our calendar. That whatever the user has selected, we get it by using getDate. So this variable, this whatever the user selection is, that date we are getting there. Now another thing is, suppose in some requirement you want that today's current date to be used, then you can use the same thing, date dot today. So I have not imported at the top. I have to add the date also. Let me just data time import date. Let's see, this should work. Yeah. So here you come down here. Okay, so today anyone, but mostly because by default our calendar takes the current date or today's day, so this line is not required. So we got it now. Date is captured here, so date is available. Moment we click the button to add the data. But here you can see the previous case there were two things. Now we have to add a DT because DT is the what the user has selected from the calendar. Now come down to our query. Here it is. Now we have one more. So let's just go here, status, and after the status we'll put DT. I can show you. Wait, here see that the DT date column we are adding. Value also here also we'll say percentage one more because three columns are there, and my data we have given three. This line, this and this one should exactly match, one-to-one replacement, so it must have the three. Now that's all this. But in the SQLite case, as we are discussed, suppose you are using SQLite, then this line you have to comment, these two lines, and this line here also will include that. What we will do here, values, though it is commented, we will add one more. And here also in the name of the fields, let me move a bit. So here I will add DT. So if you are using SQLite, that will also work. That's all, friends. So values, now three things will go. Let's just see if there is, because rest of the things remain same. Once it is data is inserted, I'll get the last row ID, and what I will do, this is the I will remove the all the ones whatever is earlier there and display the message, because sorry, the entry box whatever the user task has entered, I'll remove it and then give the message that your data is added. Now let's just save it and see. So far, if you are facing any difficulties or any doubt, leave it in the comment section. We'll respond to that. And I'll request you, please click the like button. So now let me just add one task number. Let me give 5. Now that I have to, by default it's the current date, today's date. Now let me give 11th and add it. Yeah, task ID 17. It is ID is inserted. Now three things are there. So I can just update it also, and now the removal part, the moment I click this, because there is no difference is there, I can remove it also. Why there is no difference is, here you can see, because we are deleting based on a condition. Here it is, this line of code is for delete. In the part 3 we are discussing delete from my task where status equal to true. There is no parameter we are passing anywhere, so that's why there is no change in the code. So no number of records deleted actually. So rset row count, and message we are passing to our message function. Here below that the message, this already we have discussed in our part 3 how this message displays, and it displays the message up to 3000 millisecond or 3 seconds. After that it will again show the blank message. So that's all. This is how we will insert our to the task our calendar also. Now once we have sufficient data, next part we will see how we will filter based on what are the tasks I have still pending, or what are the tasks coming in next 5 days, or previous 1 week back what are the tasks was there which are still pending. All those filtering also can be done, but for that you need to build a data for that. So once your data are there, we'll take some sample data and accordingly we'll prepare the report. That's all, friends. So you hope you have understood the entire thing and whatever the modification part we have added. And if you still have any doubts, suggestions or questions, use the comment section below to post it. And I'll request you, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, and so you'll be notified as and when we post new tutorials. We frequently do that. Please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.